Up. It's a Week 12 battle in the AFC West, with Denver looking for their 16th win in the last 21 against LA. Can the Broncos continue?
And off we go from Denver. KJ Hamler returning it. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Denver offense ready to take over for the first time. Get a look at their 8th-year quarterback. His first season as a Bronco, though, Teddy Bridgewater.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So that'll back him up 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Here's Bridgewater. This is the tight end fan. That'll give them 8 that time. And they're going to have a 3rd down. Bridgewater now. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And the Chargers set to go on offense for the first time, and they are led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2020. Now in his 2nd season out of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Well, we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Fourth down, and on is Ty Long to punt. KJ Hamler deep for the Broncos. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Bridgewater. He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Third and short yardage, Bridgewater.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the give, this is Eckler. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler. Able to avoid him at the 40. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Herbert.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19.
Another try after the first down sack. Herbert, that'll be complete to Cook. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Back to throw here, Herbert. And Cook has it, left side. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Denver's offense now set to go.
Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They go play action. Bridgewater. This is Gordon on the dump off. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Throwing is Bridgewater.
He's going to drop this one down to Gordon. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now Gordon on first down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 and 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. To throw, Bridgewater. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Here's Sam Martin now, standing just outside his own goal line. Here now Roberts. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it 2nd and 7. They're going to go toss right side with Eckler. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, LA. Jared Cook, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead.
For Justin Herbert, we saw the big arm in his days at Oregon, of course. Saw it even more in his rookie season with the Chargers. And if anything, it appears to just continue to get stronger.
And you'd think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result, because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Yeah, and the next-gen stats showing that at an even 57 yards through the air.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
And he'll slide down to avoid the contact.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a 1st down.
Two 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Gordon. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. To throw is Bridgewater. He's got his tight end Fant, and he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Gordon. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. From the gun, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
Roberts electing not to try it, and this will come out to the 25. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaim center stage.
A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Alexander Johnson there on the stop. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And if you want the final metric on his top speed, and trust me, you do, Next Gen Stats says he hit 22.4 miles an hour. From the 30 on second down, Herbert.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
The Chargers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
And returning it, here's Hamler.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there.
They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Oh, and now some space to operate. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Well, he obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Bridgewater. Pass incomplete.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And that will be incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
The attention shifts back to Justin Herbert and the Chargers offense.
And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good.
And that's going to be good for a Chargers 1st down. His good running gets him to about the 44.
He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen.
Rashawn Slater, first-round pick in 2021, guilty there.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
A handoff, it's Eckler.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Eckler going to get it again on second down.
And some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
44 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone.
Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant.
And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert.
He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown.
Mike Williams.
His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is now 17-3. That time a 6-play drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
This is the tight end Fant.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And that's incomplete.
He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and it's 3rd and short. Throwing, Bridgewater. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater.
That is taken in by the tight end, Fant.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
We'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
To the air again with Bridgewater. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Bridgewater to throw it. And his throw here is incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Bridgewater.
That's out to the flat for Gordon.
And down inside the 15 he goes. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
And he's got his tight end, Fant. Touchdown, Broncos. Noah Fant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays, and it ends with a Denver touchdown.
On the return, Andre Roberts from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaim center stage.
And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lot.
Herbert has it knocked free.
But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And some room to maneuver. And all the way down to the 39.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And it's the Rams who have the lead in the second quarter. Cooper Kupp, a touchdown reception. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill outstanding again as his guys up their record to 10-2 now on the year. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Trent Sherfield, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Chargers. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
Andre Roberts now to return it.
And he returns this to the 22. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaim center stage.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
111 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Play action. It's Herbert.
His throw complete right side to the tight end Parham.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. They'll run here with Eckler. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the third quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. On the ground, it's Eckler.
Now room for Eckler.
And he'll be taken down at the 26. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. Herbert off of play action. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Bridgewater now for Gordon on the draw.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Bridgewater. He'll let this go deep for Sutton.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Chargers to take over. They're on top here. So they've got the football 1st and 10, trying to erase the memory of the loss last week to the Pittsburgh Steelers. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Staying on his feet. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Gotta give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now Eckler. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Give him 5 yards on the run there, but it'll leave him with a definite 3rd and long on the horizon. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Cook. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3.
Bridgewater now. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Sam Martin now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Oh, what a move. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Justin Herbert and the rest of the Charger offense set to take over once more.
He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. It's Eckler again. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Out of the gun, Herbert. That is caught. It's Williams. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode.
Vic Fangio's thought about it, and he'll indeed throw the red flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch, because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Herbert. Going right side here, and that's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 22-yard line. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen.
And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing. And that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3. Just get the ball right to the receiver.
It was the hitch route. Tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive back on his heels, get the ball out to the receiver, and he does the rest.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown.
Austin Eckler
with touchdown number 8 on the year. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Broncos 10. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
49 in the mic. Watch 49. Got one.
Here's Bridgewater. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. Running right through him. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Here's Bridgewater. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Throwing is Bridgewater. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Jerry Tillery. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
2nd and 16.
Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time, 4th down, Bridgewater.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Now, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is the quarterback, Allen. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Coming up on 2nd and 7.
Once more, here's Eckler. Shedding through the defense. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Man, 188 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's it, baby.
5 yards remain on 2nd down.
On the give, this is Eckler.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. Back to throw here, Herbert. It's caught on the right side, Williams.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll try the right side with Eckler. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Here is Eckler. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. This is the most important of them all, 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Hamler now to return it. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Denver's offense ready to go again. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw, Bridgewater. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sutton. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Throwing, Bridgewater. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion, Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Second and 9.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Bridgewater to throw it.
He'll get this one to Patrick. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder what plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Bridgewater. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. He was looking for Tim Patrick that time, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Let's get off the field.
To throw is Bridgewater. Over the middle, complete. It's Sutton. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
He's got his tight end Fant, and he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
From the red zone now, Bridgewater. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. And again, it's Bridgewater. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
They started on the ground with Eckler, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Chargers, they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next.